but I'm going to turn the transcripts off because they're distracting. So, and I'm going to share my screen. So can you see my cursor moving around?
Yes.
Excellent. So I'm logged into WebEOC, and this is a system-wide message. It's kept up by the State Emergency Operations Center supervisor. And it states here that Department of Health is now handling all the PPE. And it's stating that if you do order PPE, well, actually, we don't have access to the COVID incident anymore because we don't want people putting stuff in it. So, but right now, we have active incidents, which is the Bowman Beach water and then the monkeypox virus. And I'm in this training incident, 22-T road trip, 2015 through 2022. Because we're actually going to go through your boards and put stuff in there. And then it states incidents that are open for recovery purposes. And the contact information for the EOC supervisor is right here. And the operations section chief email and the logistics. And the alert and warning center is your 911. And so they're manned 24/7. There's 2 duty officers on duty 24/7. So they're on duty all the time, and they have weird hours that I wouldn't want to work. And you guys have the ability to create your own incidents, which I can do a separate training with you on showing you how to do that. And you get your mission numbers from the Alert and Warning Center. So any questions so far?
Yeah.
Okay. To get to the menu, you go to these 3 lines with the drop-down arrow. And the first board is the sign in and out board. And that's designed to track staff hours by shift. So to sign in, you'd click on the blue button. And all the fields are all pre-populated. They are all editable though. So if you need to edit anything, you can. And then the only thing that isn't in there is the location. And I'm just going to put working from home because I don't want to put my home address in WebEOC because it is sitting on a state system. So, and I'm going to correct my hours because I started at 0600. To do that, you click here and this calendar opens up, and then you can change the time in here. Because we do come to work to get paid. And then you click on the date to make it change to 0600. And then I'm going to hit save. And my record shows up right here. And if I were to check out, so I'm going to do that, I would click on this ellipses. This is called the ellipses, these 3 dots. And if I click sign out, I can edit the time in and time out, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. And notice that my record is gone. Where my record went was it went into the history. So if you click on the history, that's where my record went, and it totals up how much time I've worked today. So any questions so far? So what you're using the sign in and sign out board for is to track staff hours by shift when you're activated. So have you guys had any activations?
We had not We had one mission number due to that due to the heavy rainfall.
Mm-hmm.
One of our roads gave out. So yeah, we our EOC somewhat activated.
Okay. So you would, in working in that situation, you would use this sign-in board to keep track of your hours. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into the staffing. And so in this record, you're only going to see your own records.
Yeah.
And that's done with filters because you're sharing these boards with everybody in the state. And then there's a statewide view. If you click on the statewide view, you will see everybody in the state. And the reason why these are red is because these people checked in and they didn't check out. As a matter of fact, myself, I didn't. So if I were to check out in here, I would want to make sure that I backdate that to the time that I checked in. So, you have any questions?
No, no.
Okay. So the next board is the activity log. And then you have access to the local significant events, which is your own significant events. And then you have access to see what's going on at the state in the SEOC significant events. That's what this stands for, State Emergency Operations Center. And that's who I work for. And I'm in the response section. So in the activity log, that is your ICS 214. So what you're doing with the activity log is you're recording everything that you're doing to respond to the incident. And now I'm going to tell you a little story why it's so important to document. So the city of Gig Harbor had a big windstorm. They had a bunch of power lines and trees come down on the road. They had barriers up, but a guy drove around those barriers and he was killed. Family was suing the city and they didn't have it documented anywhere that they had those barriers up. So that's why it's so important to document. And right after that, they got on WebEOC. So to add a record, you'd click on Create New. And in here, you've got a subject field. I'm just going to say training because that's what I'm doing. And then you can select the event type. So whatever it is that you're doing to respond to the incident and find the closest thing to it. I'm just going to say log entry. And there are 3 priorities: incident stabilization, property preservation, and life saving. And those are all color coded in the display. So I'm just going to leave that as incident stabilization. And then you can put in a description, and there is no limit on how many characters you put in that description. So you record whatever it is that you're doing to respond to the incident. I'm just going to put training because that's what I'm doing. And then you can add a location and a location address. So I'm just going to say Camp Murray because that's where I work. Have you ever been to the State Emergency Operations Center?
Yes, we actually myself and the emergency management Daniel just went there for the tribal forgot the forum meeting. I forgot what the actual meeting was called, but yeah, I actually did just
Excellent.
last week.
So what did you think of the State Emergency Operations Center?
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, we just did an upgrade. So I'm going to change, this is a mailing address, so I'm going to change that to a physical address. And once you have a physical address, you'll end up getting this little swirl here, this little green signal letting you know that you've got a valid address in there. And you can map it And just so you know, all the boards have maps in them. And they also have dashboards, which I'll be showing you that. So then I'm going to hit save here, and that will take me back to the record that I'm putting in. And then you can attach up to 2 attachments per record. I'm just going to say that if you click on that, it'll open up, but you don't want to attach Word, Excel, or PowerPoints. You want to turn those into a PDF before you attach them. There's 2 reasons for that. They're harder to edit, and Word, Excel, and PowerPoint has different versions. And if people don't have the same version that you do, they may not be able to open up your documents. So, and then you can post to the local significant events. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. So now you can see that it's posted to the local significant events, so we can go ahead and go look at that record. There it is. And in that view, you're only going to see your own records. And how I'm doing that is with filters. And then you have there's a dashboard. The dashboard will show how many are life-saving, how many are property preservation, and how many are incident stabilization. Of course, there's just one record. And then you can see what it is for. Normally the circle will turn different colors based on the different things that you pick out over here. But it's just this log entry, and that is just white. So that's why that's just a white circle. So do you have any questions about that?
Yes, I do. So about the activity log, so because we're a 2-person department so far, we're soon to be a 3-person department. So if we were to be doing the log entry, would each of us need to have our own account set up to do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So what you would do is just send me an email.
Okay.
I need their first and last name and their email address.
Okay.
The email address is required field because I have it turned on where you guys can reset your own passwords. And then also I would be able to send them instructions.
Okay.
So yeah, just send me a list of the people that you need hooked up and I'll get them set up. And then also here at the main display up here next to the filter and search, there's another ellipses up here, and that is how you get to the print to PDF. You can either print the page, you can export it to PDF, or you can export it to an Excel spreadsheet. So there's 3 different ways to get data out of WebEOC. So if you click on any of those, then you're able to get them out. So get the data out of WebEOC. So any other questions about the activity log and significant events?
No.
And because I'm recording this, I'll be sending you the recording. You can either share that with your other staff, or I can do another training.
Okay.
I love doing training, so it's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure Daniel, he has another meeting right now, so he was unable to make this one. But yeah, he would definitely be interested in this training. So
okay, excellent. So be sure and promote that to him. So the next one is the resource tracker, and that is the board that has been used to order all the PPE in the state. But remember, I'm in this training incident. And so to put in a record, and just so you know, you guys can manage resources at the tribal level, and then you can push it up to the state from there. So you guys have you can either push it to the county or you can push it to the state. So you guys have kind of a unique situation because you guys are your own nation. So you're able to come, you can either come directly to the state or you can go directly to FEMA for resource requests. So to place an order in here, you would click on create new requests. And all of these fields are all the blue fields are required. So up here, you'd put in whatever the rest requesting agency. So that would be Quinault. Tribe. And then you can select the county. What county are you guys in?
Grace Harbor.
Okay, then you can go to Grace Harbor. And then you can select the tribe from there. There it is. And then you probably don't have tracking numbers. Do you? You guys have your own tracking numbers? Okay, then what you could do is borrow our tracking number. So what I'd recommend that you do there is to put in the Quinn, because that's your acronym. And then you could copy our tracking number, which is made up of the year, the month, the date, and then milliseconds. It's not supposed to repeat itself. But guess what? During the COVID incident, people were able to duplicate those record numbers. So now you've got your own, you've got a tracking number because that is a required field. And then in here, you'd want to make sure that you have Quinault in there and whatever it is that you're ordering. And then more importantly, we want to know what is the capability that you're trying to accomplish. So what do you want to accomplish? Because we might be able to fulfill that in many different ways. So that's the most important part in there. And then here you put in the delivery information. Fill that all out, and we need a point of contact and a phone number and email. And the reason why we need that is if it happens to be a non-perishable item, like a generator or something like that, it's going to have to end up getting returned to whoever provided it. And then in here, we want to know the date and time that you need that resource. But we don't want you to put as soon as possible because everybody's going to say that. We want an actual date in there. And then the duration, how long do you need it? 2 days, 3 days, an estimate of how long you think you need it. And then you check if delivery is needed, and then you put in the shipping address right here. And then you have to answer these 4 questions. Have all local resources been exhausted? Has mutual aid been exhausted? And have all commercial resources been exhausted? And is the originating jurisdiction agency willing to pay for the assistance? And even if you say no to any of those, it does not mean that we will help coordinate that item. It just means that it's going to be a decision made in the policy room. So any questions about the resource tracker?
No.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cancel because I'm not going to put junk in here. And you can go up here and filter by county. I don't know if there's any in here for Grace Harbor. Oh, there are several in here. And then you can filter down to the tribal level from there. Oh, we don't have any Quinaults in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take the filter off. And another thing that you might know about is that there is a disable refresh. Just when you're looking for items in here, it's going to constantly be bouncing because it's a really busy board. So you can disable this refresh and then it won't keep refreshing, because every time somebody puts something in and they hit save, it's going to do a refresh. And so it'll be bouncing and he'll drive you crazy. So that's the resource tracker. And then the next one is the shared documents board. Shared documents board is where you attach all your attachments. And so you click on attach document, the form opens up, and then you can select what type of document you're attaching. So it could be either a declaration, it could be a lifelines update, ICS forms, incident action plan, news releases, notification forms. The notification forms, just so you know, is something that's used during our, because we have a nuclear plant in our state, the Columbia Generating Station, and they use notification forms to keep us informed about what's going on. And then other proclamations or situation reports. So let's just say we're attaching an incident action plan. And then you need to know where that incident action plan is located. So to do that, you would click on choose file, and that will take you to where your documents are located. And we have OneDrive because we have Office 365. So in there, I created, and name your folders what they are. It makes it much easier to find. So I named one incidents, and inside that I've got multiple incidents, and I named those folders the same as the incident number. So I'm going to look for my COVID incident because I've got an incident action plan in there. And now I'm going to look for my incident action plan. It has a 14 in it. Clicking. There it is. And notice how I named that exactly what it is. Incident action plan number 14 approved. And it's turned into a PDF. So I'm going to double click that, and this name will show up in the display. And then the last thing that I'm going to do is hit save. And it's going to take a couple minutes to post. And I know we're all impatient. It'll post. I think it's because of the size of it. And I'm going to do a refresh here. Oh, there's my document right here. So notice that it showed up as incident action plan number 14. Oh, I forgot to put in the document name. So now I'm going to go back in and edit. To do that, you click on the ellipses in the record, and then I can click edit. And now I'm going to name that. And I'm just going to name it version 14 because we already know that it's an incident action plan. And so I'm just going to put version 14 because that's what it is. And now I'm going to hit save. And now it's got a document name in there. And you can delete it, but it doesn't really delete it. It just moves it to the jurisdiction deleted display. So it just removes it from the jurisdiction and moves it into the jurisdiction deleted. And then you have access to everybody's records in the state. If you click on this view all, you'll see everybody in the state in here. And as a matter of fact, you'll even see the state documents in there as well. And these are all the trainings that I've been doing. And I've been using that same incident action plan. So any questions about the shared documents board?
No questions.
Okay. And then, remember in this view, you're only going to see your own records. But in here, view all, you're going to see everybody in the state. So the next one is the after action review board, corrective action. And what that's designed to do is to capture feedback, and it's best to put things in while so if anything you see could be improved, that's when you want to put it in, because otherwise you're going to forget. So to do that, you'd click on create new, and you can select a priority. All these fields are all editable, by the way. And so if you're putting something in for somebody else, you can put their name in there. And then, so let's just say it's medium. And then you can put in whatever the observation is. So what did you observe? And this kind of, if you hover over the little question mark, it'll kind of give you a little bit more descriptive of what observation is. And then a recommendation. And if you hover over that, it'll give you a little more description on that. So that's what makes it more powerful. I'm just going to go ahead and hit cancel. So I'm not going to put anything in because there's already a lot of content already in here. And so this is kind of interesting to look at. And you have access to this anytime in this road trip training. And then you also can go into all incidents. And that will have the incident number will be in here. And so you can see it for all incidents, but it'll list out the incident number right there. So you can see feedback for all the incidents in that particular view. And remember, all of these have the ellipses. This right next to the search will give you you're able to print the page, or you can export it to a PDF, or you can export it to an Excel spreadsheet. So that's that. Like I said, there's 3 different ways to get data out of WebEOC. So any questions about the after action review board?
No questions.
Okay. So there's also a dashboard, the SEOC dashboard. And that gives you access to see the SEOC is activated at a level 2. And then this is the agency, county and agency activations. And I'll show you where you can get to the EOC activation status board, where you could, if you guys open up your EOC, you can go in there and edit it, and it'll show up on the map as long as you put in a valid address. And then this will list out all the different active incidents in this little section here. And this is the lifelines board. Everything's green right now. And then this is coming from the new resource tracker. So we're going to be introducing a new resource tracker in November. And so there's going to be a lot of training for that offered. And then this is the State Emergency Operations Center significant events. And it's for all incidents. So it lists out what incident it's for and the records. So any questions about the dashboard?
No.
Okay. So now we're going to go into, I'm going to show you that there are menus. We created these, or actually before I do that, I'm going to show you that there is a map in here for the food bank staffing efforts board. And it has all of the food banks. The whole inventory is in here. And if you click on any of these, it will break out all the individual food banks. And you can click on the box and that will open up the board. So you can edit bidirectionally in here. You can either edit from the map or you can edit from the board. And that board is located in one of our menus. Go ahead and close that. So any questions about the map? Just showing you that we can bring maps into WebEOC. And then we have some different menus. We have a health and medical menu that the Department of Health keeps up, which they have an infectious disease and community impacts tracking. And then they have infectious disease case summary by jurisdiction. And then there's an infrastructure and human services dashboard. And inside that is the damage assessments, distribution sites, facility status, road closures, shelter status, and then the WASDOT infrastructure board is in there where they keep track of all of their, like their bridges, their freeways, highways, and they keep track of the airports because they own all that infrastructure. And they use that board to do that. And then there is the food bank staffing efforts board is in there. So any questions about that? And then there is a situational awareness dashboard or menu. So if I click on that, that's how you get to the statewide EOC activation status board. I bet I need to give you the capability to edit that. So I will add that capability and I'll let you know when that's done so that you guys can open up your EOC if need be.
Okay.
And then there is also in there is the Beeline or the Lifelines board, the iSnap board, which is kept up by the counties. And then there is a Weblinks board, and that's how you get to, these are websites and dashboards that we consider authoritative by category. And under the operational tools is the Washington Information Sharing Environment. And in there, the Emergency Operations Center dashboard is in there. And the very first tab is flood. It was fire, but they looks like they moved the fire out of here. And I don't know if there's any flooding going on. It looks like there's no flooding going on. And then there's multiple tabs down here. So you've got your observed forecast, 48 hours forecast, and a 72-hour forecast. And then we have floods, watching, warnings, and advisories. So there's multiple tabs in here, but right now I'm not going to click on that. And then there is weather. I don't know if there's any weather going on right now. Doesn't look like it. Let's see. It's interesting. So there's multiple tabs down here. And then there is the Washington Safer Flood and Hazards Viewer. Current weather hazards. Guess we got snow over here in this neck of the woods. That's early for this year. And then there's thunderstorms, snow, climate predictions, and all of these different tabs. And you have access to this anytime. And this is not tied to any incidents. And then there's air quality, earthquake, I'm always surprised at how many earthquakes are going on in our state. And if you click on any of these earthquakes, closest one is in Jefferson County, and it'll tell you the magnitude, the depth, and all the details about that particular earthquake. And then there is limited English proficiency, and that is a map that shows that we have to alert and warn anything that's 10% or greater of limited English proficiency. So like in King County, I feel sorry for them. Just look at all theirs that they have to alert and warn. A lot. And then Snohomish County has this many. Pierce County. Doesn't look like Grace Harbor, just has Spanish and Spanish Creole. And then there is the tsunami tab. I don't think there's any tsunamis going on right now. There's an energy tab, which it'll tell you how many meters are affected in any of these. So, so let's say this one. This is just one meter is affected, so it gets right down to the meter. And then there is the WASDOT real-time traffic, which Department of Transportation keeps up. And if you click on any of these, it will give you the details of that, what's going on with that. Oh, come on. Click on a different one. Normally it opens up and gives you the details. There it is. 507 both directions is blocked. Last updated 11:10 at 8:36, so it's a little bit behind. Then there is the one-stop shop traffic, which is a crazy map. And this isn't even all of WASDOT's cameras, but you can see what's going on with the roads before you get out there. It's kind of a reason to log into WebEOC every day. Ooh, I saw snow.
Yeah.
Snow.
Oh, yeah.
And then to get back to the Weblinks board, you look for the Javari logo, which is this red icon, and that will take you back to the Weblinks board. And then there's one other dashboard I wanted to show you under the weather. There's the NOAA weather, which is the Northwest weather dashboard. They're first. Ooh, sign in. Huh. I'm going to have to, oh, okay. I got that sign in. So I guess there's not much weather going on right now. If you zoom into Washington State, then normally you'll see what's going on weather-wise. And then there's tropics, flood, wildfire. I think all of our fires are out now.
We had a lot of rain, so.
Yeah. Well, actually, they're not all out. So this is the Bulk Creek. Ooh, it's saying you have to sign in. That's weird. Weird. I'm gonna have to talk to those guys, find out what's going on, why it's asking for credentials. So it should be public data. Then there's looping radars, watches, and warnings, and then the latest weather graphics. So I guess the fires aren't out, but looks like we can't get into this. Oh, yeah, this is the Bolt Creek fire, 14,820 acres is impacted there. It's weird that it's asking for credentials. And there's some other information in here, like under the retail gasoline sales, you can get pricing. So let's just say you go into Gas Buddy, which is a mobile app, I guess. So it'll tell you pricing on, oh, look at those. Some of these rates are coming down. It's been really high. I think I paid $4.10 a gallon yesterday at the Red Wing Casino. And there's other tools in here too, so you can. So this is kind of a really informative tool to use. Any questions about that?
Oh, I just know that my boss was very intrigued, and like when we went in senior guys' office and all the different dashboards that were up, and he said that he would like that in our office. So now I know where to get the information. So
There you
I know
go.
when he goes through the training, he's going to be excited about that. So
Excellent. Okay, there, and then I want to show you that if you go back here into the menu, I'm going to close these other tabs. And then I want to show you that down in the advanced file library, there are procedures, all of the, and you also have a folder in here that if you go into that folder, you guys can add folders and upload files into those folders. So this is your space to do with what you guys need. So, so this is your space. And how I got there was the advanced file library. And then if I go back to the home page, there's also all of the procedures for the version 9 boards are all right in here. And you can download these. So this one is a presentation, kind of what I just went through with you. And then there is instructions for the after action review board and with screenshots, and they're in color. The shelter status board, the sign in and sign out procedures, and then the state activity log and significant events procedures. So you can download those just by clicking in here. So you saw where I got to that, right?
yeah.
Okay. So so this space in here that you have, this folder in here that you have is for your emergency management documents. So your SOPs and anything like that. And that isn't tied to any incidents either. So it's open to you anytime. Any other questions?
No, that's all I have.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I'm very, very appreciative of your time because this is very
You bet.
informative.
You bet. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and let you go then. And
Okay,
remember, I recorded this, so I'll be sending you the recording.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, take care.
Yeah, you too. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.